If you're a man over 60 and your energy drive or performance just isn't what it used to be, listen closely. Because the vegetables you've trusted your whole life, the ones you were told were healthy, may be the very thing stealing your strength, dulling your edge, and quietly draining your manhood. This isn't hype. This isn't fear. It's what shows up time and time again in real men, just like you, trying to do everything right while unknowingly eating the exact foods that make things worse. Here's the good news. Once you know what to look out for, you can take your power back. Today, you'll discover the 5 worst vegetables that could be silently killing your erection after 60, and more importantly, what you can do about it starting right now. But before we dive in, if you care about your health, your energy, and your confidence, do this for yourself. Click the subscribe button, turn on notifications, and leave a comment below. Type 1 if this message hits home. Type 0 if you're still skeptical, and that's okay. Either way, I want to hear from you, because your journey matters. Now take a deep breath, because the first vegetable on this list might be sitting in your kitchen right now. You've probably eaten it your whole life. And if you're like most men I've worked with, you thought it was helping you when it's actually doing the opposite. Let's talk about the first vegetable on the list, and it's one that might surprise you, because for years we've been told it's healthy, that it's clean, that it's part of a modern, smart, plant-based diet. And yet for men over 60, it can quietly sabotage your testosterone and slowly drain your ability to perform. I'm talking about soy-based vegetables. That includes things like tofu, soy milk, soybeans, and edamame. Now, before you roll your eyes, just hear me out. I want to tell you about a man named Richard. He's 67 years old, a retired firefighter from Ohio, proud grandfather of 5, the kind of guy who spent his whole life showing up for others, strong, steady, dependable. When he first came to my office, he was frustrated. He said, "Doc, I'm doing everything right. I cut out red meat. I walk every day. I eat clean. But I feel tired all the time. I'm not sleeping well. And the worst part, my erections are barely there." We sat down, looked over his habits, and something stood out. Almost every single day, Richard was eating soy milk with breakfast, edamame as an afternoon snack, tofu in his stir-fry at night. And to be fair, he thought he was doing the right thing. Most men would. But here's the part you're never told: soy contains compounds called phytoestrogens. These are plant-based chemicals that mimic estrogen inside the male body. Now, if you're in your 20s or 30s with high testosterone, fast recovery, and a strong hormonal buffer, your body can handle a little soy without much consequence. But if you're over 60, with naturally declining testosterone and slower recovery, adding daily doses of plant estrogen into your system, that's like pouring water on a fading fire. It's quiet, it's subtle, but it pulls your hormonal balance in the wrong direction. And most men don't even realize it's happening. They just wake up one day and think, something's off. Lower energy, weaker erections, less drive, and a growing sense that their body isn't listening to them anymore. That's exactly what happened to Richard. His testosterone was already fighting an uphill battle, and those daily soy foods were tipping the scales even further against him. So we made one simple change. We removed the soy. No more soy milk, no more tofu or edamame. And instead, we added in foods that naturally support testosterone, like eggs, leafy greens, pumpkin seeds, and a little lean red meat. Within 3 weeks, just 3 weeks, Richard came back a different man. His energy had leveled out. He was sleeping better. And one morning, with tears in his eyes, he told me something I'll never forget. He said, "My wife and I made love. Naturally. No pills, no pressure, just like it used to be." That's the power of the right food, at the right time, in the right phase of life. Look, soy isn't evil. I'm not telling you it's poison. But I am telling you this. For older men with lower testosterone and sluggish blood flow, soy-based vegetables can be the quiet saboteur that breaks your performance without you ever realizing why. It's not about fear. It's about awareness. It's about knowing your body, honoring your stage of life, and making smarter choices that work with you, not against you. So if you've been loading up on soy thinking it was the smart, healthy move, don't beat yourself up. You were trying. You were doing your best with the information you had. But now, you know better. And that means you can do better starting today. Because when it comes to your vitality after 60, every choice matters. Ready to keep going. Now let's move to the second vegetable, or more accurately, a whole category of vegetables that may be quietly damaging your health and your performance after 60. And what makes this one so dangerous is how normal it seems. These vegetables are convenient, they're affordable, they have a long shelf life, and they're often labeled as heart-healthy or low-calorie. But for men in their 60s, 70s, and beyond, they can be silently choking off circulation in the most sensitive areas of your body. I'm talking about canned and pickled vegetables. That includes things like canned green beans, pickled beets, sauerkraut, even jarred vegetables packed in brine or vinegar. They're sitting in your pantry right now. And if you're reaching for them regularly thinking they're a smart shortcut to healthy eating, you could be paying a price you never expected. Let me introduce you to James, a 72-year-old retired Navy officer from South Carolina. Disciplined, active, still splits firewood behind his house just to stay in shape. When James walked into my clinic, he was hesitant, but honest. He said, "Doc, I feel like my mind wants to perform, but my body just won't respond." On paper, he looked great. No smoking, barely drank, walked a couple of miles each morning, stayed lean, stayed sharp. But when we reviewed his diet, something became very clear very quickly. James relied heavily on preserved vegetables, not because he loved them, but because they were easy. He said, "Doc, I'm just tired of cooking every night. I open a can, heat it up, and I'm done." And I get it. That's life. That's real. But here's the problem. These vegetables are loaded with sodium, far more than your body needs, especially after 60. And excess sodium is more than just a blood pressure problem. It attacks the endothelium, that's the delicate inner lining of your blood vessels. When the endothelium becomes inflamed or stiff, blood flow suffers. And when blood flow suffers, your erections suffer. Let me say this plainly. Erections are a blood flow event. If blood can't move smoothly, confidently, and fully through your vessels, you don't respond. You don't stay firm. You feel disconnected from your own desire. What's scary is this doesn't happen overnight. There's no alarm, no sharp pain, just a slow, creeping breakdown. One day you notice your morning erections are gone. Then it's harder to respond during intimacy. And eventually you start wondering, is this just who I am now? That's exactly what happened to James. Not because he was unhealthy, but because his vegetables were sabotaging his circulation. So we made a shift. We replaced canned and pickled vegetables with fresh, lightly steamed or roasted options. Things like spinach, zucchini, and bell peppers, all rich in potassium, nature's antidote to sodium, and packed with real nutrients your blood vessels crave. Within just a few weeks, James came back for a follow-up. His blood pressure had dropped, but more importantly, he smiled and said, "Doc, I woke up and felt awake again. Down there." That's not just biology. That's dignity. That's what happens when a man feels connected to his body again. Because let's be honest, when things stop working, it affects more than your physical self. It chips away at your confidence, your presence, your peace of mind. But the good news, it's not permanent. You can repair, you can restore. You just have to stop giving your body the wrong fuel and start giving it the conditions it needs to thrive. So take a look at your pantry. What's sitting there right now? Do you see cans, jars, convenient shortcuts? If so, ask yourself, is that convenience worth what it's costing you? Because when you're over 60, even small food choices can have a massive ripple effect on your blood flow, your intimacy, and your overall vitality. And the next vegetable we'll talk about, you've probably eaten it more than any other. It's baked, mashed, fried, and found at nearly every American dinner table. But the way it spikes your blood sugar mimics the vascular damage seen in diabetic men, and the effect on your erection may be worse than you think. Let's move on to the third vegetable. And this one might hit home, because it's probably been on your plate since childhood. It's baked, fried, mashed, roasted. It's served at family dinners, holidays, barbecues, and roadside diners across America. I'm talking about white potatoes. And here's the thing, on the surface, they seem harmless. They're cheap, filling, familiar, and they've been a staple in the American diet for generations. But when it comes to men over 60, especially those struggling with low energy, poor circulation, or fading performance, white potatoes can quietly become one of the biggest threats to your sexual health. Let me tell you about Harold, a 69-year-old former truck driver from Minnesota, salt of the earth kind of guy, still married to the same woman after 40 years. When he sat down in my office, he didn't ask for a miracle. He didn't expect magic pills. He just looked me in the eye and said, "Doc, I just want to feel like a man again." He wasn't chasing youth. He just wanted to feel present with the woman he loved. We reviewed his diet. No fast food, no alcohol. But one thing stood out like a flashing red light: white potatoes. Nearly every day. Hash browns with breakfast. Mashed potatoes with dinner. Fries when he was on the road. It was routine. It was comfort. It was tradition. But what Harold didn't realize, and what most men are never told, is that white potatoes, especially when fried or processed, are one of the highest glycemic foods you can eat. That means they spike your blood sugar fast and hard. And when that happens, your insulin shoots up. Your blood vessels become inflamed. And slowly, silently, your circulation starts to suffer. And that matters especially down there. Because sexual performance isn't just about hormones. It's about blood flow. And when your vessels are inflamed, stiff, or damaged by repeated blood sugar spikes, your response fades, your sensitivity dulls, your confidence erodes. In younger men, the body can often bounce back from this kind of metabolic stress. But after 60, recovery slows. Damage accumulates. And you begin to feel it in the most personal way possible. Harold was shocked. He looked at me and said, half joking, "No one ever told me a potato could mess with my manhood." And I told him it's not the potato itself, it's what it does to your body at this stage of life. So we made a change. We swapped white potatoes for sweet potatoes. Why? Because sweet potatoes are lower on the glycemic index. They don't spike your blood sugar the same way. They're rich in antioxidants, fiber, and nutrients that protect your blood vessels and support your metabolism. Instead of fries, we roasted sweet potato wedges in olive oil. Instead of mashed potatoes loaded with cream and butter, we used garlic Greek yogurt and a touch of sea salt. At first, Harold missed the old routine, but after a few weeks he noticed something surprising. His energy was steadier throughout the day. His mood lifted. But the real breakthrough. One morning he looked at me and said, "Doc, I woke up with a strong, natural erection, first one in over a year." Then he chuckled and added, "I thought he retired. Turns out, he just needed better fuel." That's the truth most men don't hear. It's not always about cutting everything out. It's about swapping smart, giving your body what it actually needs to perform, to respond, and to feel alive again. You don't have to give up the foods you love. You just have to learn how to prepare them differently. to choose the version that works with your biology, not against it. Because the older we get, the narrower the margin for error becomes. But the potential for improvement still wide open. So if white potatoes are still a daily part of your routine, ask yourself, are they worth the long-term cost? Is that comfort food giving you comfort, or quietly taking something away? And if you think that was surprising, wait until you hear about the next vegetable. It's elegant, it's flavorful, it's a star in Mediterranean cuisine. But the way it's usually cooked, it absorbs oil like a sponge, triggering inflammation and cutting off the very blood flow your body depends on. Now let's move on to vegetable number 4. It's one you'd never expect to be on this list. In fact, it's often praised in heart-healthy diets. You'll find it in Mediterranean dishes, gourmet recipes, and family casseroles. But when it's cooked the way most people prepare it, it becomes a hidden threat to your blood vessels and to your manhood. I'm talking about eggplant. That's right. Eggplant by itself isn't the enemy. On paper, it looks great, low in calories, high in fiber, full of antioxidants. But the real danger comes in how it's typically cooked. Let me introduce you to Leonard, a 74-year-old retired music teacher from New Jersey. Soft-spoken, thoughtful, married nearly 50 years. He came into my office one Friday afternoon for what he called a quality of life check. He said, "Doc, things just aren't working the way they used to. I want to do something about it before it's too late." There was no shame, no panic, just a man who cared deeply for his wife and wanted to feel present again. So we talked about his sleep, his energy, his food, and then I noticed something in his diet: eggplant. Grilled, sautéed, fried, baked. It was one of his favorite ingredients, especially eggplant parmesan. And here's the part most men never hear. Eggplant absorbs oil like a sponge. It soaks it up fast. And not the healthy kind. Most eggplant dishes, especially in American kitchens, are fried in vegetable oils or soaked in canola. These oils are high in omega-6 fatty acids, which when consumed in excess, throw the body into a state of chronic inflammation. And inflammation is one of the most destructive forces when it comes to erections. Why? Because it blocks the production of nitric oxide, the molecule your body needs to relax blood vessels and allow blood to flow freely to the penis. Without that chemical signal, desire is there, but response is not. You may feel connection, you may feel emotion, but physically nothing happens. And that's frustrating, confusing, sometimes even humiliating. Leonard had no idea. He looked at me and said, "Doc, I thought I was eating Mediterranean and healthy. Turns out I was deep frying my sex drive. So we didn't eliminate eggplant. We changed how it was prepared. Instead of frying, we suggested roasting it in the oven with just a light touch of olive oil. No canola, no corn oil, no heavy sauces. He started using fresh tomatoes, garlic, and herbs instead of processed ingredients. And what happened next? Within weeks, Leonard's inflammation markers dropped. But more importantly, something deeper shifted. He told me, "I feel like I'm waking up again. There's blood moving where it wasn't before. I'm not just feeling better, I feel alive." That's what happens when you give your body what it needs. Not just in theory, but in practice. You see, it's not always about what you eat. Sometimes it's how you cook it. A food can go from healing to harmful, just based on the oil you use or the method you follow out of habit. And this matters even more as we age, because your body becomes more sensitive, your blood vessels more fragile, your hormone balance more easily disrupted. But here's the good news. You don't have to give up the dishes you love. You just have to adjust, get smarter, cook cleaner, and pay attention to the details that make all the difference. Leonard didn't need medication. He didn't need to give up his culture or his taste buds. He just needed a shift in awareness, a small change that led to a big result. So if eggplant is one of your favorites, great. Keep it on the menu. Just leave the deep frying behind. Because fried eggplant isn't just filling your plate, it's filling your arteries with inflammation. And that's a cost no man over 60 can afford to ignore. Now, if you think that was unexpected, wait until you hear about the final vegetable on our list. It's sweet. It's everywhere. You'll find it on the cob, in stews, in snacks. It seems harmless, even festive. But it fuels the exact belly fat that converts testosterone into estrogen, silently robbing you of your strength, your drive, and your performance. Let's talk about the final vegetable on our list. It's yellow, it's sweet. It shows up at family dinners, barbecues, and holiday tables. You'll find it creamed, buttered, roasted, or packed into cereals and chips. It's corn, and not just the cob, but all the ways corn sneaks into our daily meals. Now I know what you might be thinking. Corn. Come on, Doc, it's just corn. How bad can it be? But here's the truth most people don't realize. Corn, and especially processed corn, has a direct link to belly fat accumulation. And that belly fat isn't just about the way your pants fit. It's not just cosmetic. It's metabolic, it's hormonal, and it's deeply destructive. Let me explain. Your body contains an enzyme called aromatase. In small amounts, it's totally normal. But the more belly fat you carry, the more aromatase your body produces. And aromatase converts testosterone into estrogen. Quietly, gradually, day after day. So what starts as a little extra fat around the middle can quickly become a hormonal imbalance, lowering your testosterone, raising your estrogen, and stealing the very masculinity you worked a lifetime to build. Here's the part that matters even more. Corn, especially high fructose corn syrup and refined corn-based products, feeds that process. Why? Because they spike insulin. They cause sugar to flood your bloodstream. And when your body can't burn it all, it stores the excess as visceral fat, the dangerous fat deep in your abdomen that wraps around your organs. That's not the kind of fat you can pinch. It's the kind that silently inflames your heart, clogs your arteries, and damages your hormonal health. Take my patient Victor, a 67-year-old grandfather who loved movie nights, popcorn, corn chips, cornbread, all his favorites. He came to see me about fatigue and low libido. Nothing extreme, just a slow, steady decline he couldn't explain. So we ran some tests. His estrogen was elevated, testosterone had dropped, and his visceral fat was through the roof. But here's the thing, Victor was not obese. He wasn't visibly overweight. He was what we call skinny fat, normal on the outside, but inflamed on the inside. We took a closer look at his diet, and that's when it hit him. Corn was everywhere, in his snacks, his breakfast bars, even in his salad dressings. All these seemingly small things had one thing in common. They were processed corn products. So we made a plan, swapped popcorn for nuts, replaced corn chips with sliced veggies and hummus, chose whole foods with real fiber protein and healthy fats. Within 2 months, Victor's energy came back, his belly shrank, and his testosterone began to rise naturally without a single supplement. But more than that, his confidence returned. He said, "I didn't know food could do this much damage, or this much good. I just wish I'd learned it sooner." That's why I'm sharing it with you now. So you don't wait until it's too late. So you don't spend your golden years feeling tired, weak, and disconnected. Corn isn't evil, but modern corn, and especially the highly processed kind, isn't the innocent vegetable it once was. It's been genetically modified, stripped of nutrients, loaded into everything from ketchup to crackers to so-called health foods. And the more it shows up in your meals, the more your hormones suffer. So here's the bottom line. If you want to reclaim your strength, your passion, and your performance, Start by clearing the corn. Read your labels. Choose whole ingredients. And don't let hidden sugars and starches sneak their way onto your plate. You've made it this far. Don't let one vegetable undo all the years you've invested in your health. Now you've heard the 5 vegetables you must avoid. But what about the ones you should embrace? The ones that rebuild blood flow, lower inflammation, and support strong, lasting vitality even into your 70s and 80s. Now that we've cleared the 4 vegetables silently working against your body, it's time to rebuild, to nourish your energy, support your strength, and restore the vitality that's still inside you waiting to be reawakened. Let's start with a true powerhouse, one that's been around for centuries. Humble, crunchy, often overlooked. Celery. Yes, celery. Not the peanut butter-topped after-school snack, but the natural, water-rich, mineral-loaded stalk that does something amazing for older adults. It opens blood vessels, supports kidney function, and helps flush out excess fluid and toxins that put pressure on your heart. Celery contains phthalate, a compound that relaxes the tissues of your artery walls, making them more elastic. And when arteries relax, blood flows freely. That means better circulation, reduced pressure, and stronger performance in every area that matters. And it's not just theory. I've seen patients lower their blood pressure naturally simply by adding celery juice to their morning routine. Now on to the next green gift. Beet greens. You heard me right, not just the beetroot which gets all the attention, but the leafy tops often thrown away. Those vibrant dark greens are bursting with nitrates, magnesium, and potassium. Nitrates convert to nitric oxide in your body. And nitric oxide, that's the master key to blood flow. It relaxes blood vessels, improves oxygen delivery, and yes, it directly supports sexual health, stamina, and mental clarity. Beet greens are also rich in chlorophyll, which acts as a natural detoxifier, helping your liver process waste and excess hormones. That's especially helpful after 60, when detox slows down and imbalances creep in quietly. And here's a tip: sauté beet greens with garlic and olive oil for a simple, heart-supporting side dish. Easy, delicious, life-changing. The third vegetable that belongs on your plate, arugula. This spicy, peppery green is more than just a garnish. It's one of the most nitrate-dense vegetables on Earth. In fact, it contains more natural nitrates than beetroot and far fewer sugars. Arugula supports the production of nitric oxide just like beet greens. But it also contains a unique set of glucosinolates which help balance hormones, especially in men dealing with low testosterone and high estrogen. Plus, arugula is rich in vitamin K, a critical nutrient for bone health. Something many seniors forget until a fracture reminds them. Add it to salads, toss it in smoothies, blend it into pesto. It's versatile, vibrant, and powerful. And finally, the fourth vegetable is one you may already love, but not for the reasons you think. Asparagus. Beyond being delicious when grilled or roasted, asparagus is a natural diuretic. It helps your body eliminate excess sodium and water-reducing bloating pressure and inflammation. It's rich in glutathione, one of the most powerful antioxidants in your entire body. Glutathione helps protect your cells from oxidative damage, the kind that speeds up aging, weakens immunity, and dulls your brain. Asparagus also contains inulin, a prebiotic fiber that fuels healthy gut bacteria. And as we age, gut health becomes the foundation for everything else. From mood and energy to hormone balance and immune function. So let's review. Celery for blood pressure and circulation. Beet greens for nitric oxide and liver detox. Arugula for hormones and bone strength. Asparagus for inflammation, antioxidants, and gut health. These are not superfoods because they're trendy. They're superfoods because they support the very systems that decline most rapidly with age. And remember, you don't need to overhaul your life. You just need to make small, consistent upgrades to your plate. Swap the starchy, processed health foods for living vegetables that support the energy, clarity, and strength you still deserve. Now we've talked about the good and the bad. But there's still one critical piece of this puzzle most men overlook. It's not just what you eat, but when and how you eat that determines how your body responds. In Part 8, the timing mistake that's silently wrecking your hormones. We'll explore how one common eating habit is sabotaging your testosterone and how a simple shift in your routine can reverse the damage. Don't miss it. There's something you might be doing every single day without a second thought. And yet, it may be quietly sabotaging your hormones, draining your energy, and setting you up for long-term decline. It's not what you're eating, it's when you're eating. Most men over 60 fall into a routine. Breakfast at 7, lunch at noon, dinner at 6, a late-night snack while watching TV, then straight to bed. Sounds harmless, right? But here's the truth. Your body is not designed to be in digest mode all day long. And every time you eat, especially late at night, you trigger a cascade of hormonal reactions that can work against your goals for energy, strength, and healthy aging. Let's break this down. When you eat, your body increases insulin to help move nutrients from your bloodstream into your cells. That's a good thing, but insulin also tells your body to store fat and stop burning it. If insulin is constantly elevated throughout the day and into the night, your body never gets the signal to burn fat, repair cells, or produce optimal levels of testosterone. In fact, studies show that late-night eating reduces growth hormone production, disrupts melatonin release, and causes testosterone to drop, especially in older adults. Worse yet, late meals spike blood sugar right before bed, impairing sleep and reducing deep sleep cycles, the exact time when your body does most of its hormonal repair work. So what can you do? It starts with a simple, powerful principle: time-restricted eating. This doesn't mean starving yourself. It means giving your body a daily window to eat and a longer window to rest and repair. Most men see incredible benefits when they eat all of their meals within an 8 to 10 hour window. For example, eating your first meal at 10 a.m. and finishing dinner by 6 p.m., or starting at 9 and ending by 5. This allows for 14 to 16 hours of fasting overnight. When your insulin levels drop, your testosterone rises, and your body burns fat instead of storing it. It also supports mitochondrial health, the little power plants in your cells that generate energy. And energy, as you know, is everything at this stage of life. Now, some of you might be thinking, but I've always eaten 3 meals and a snack. Isn't that what doctors used to recommend? Yes, but times have changed. And so has our understanding of how the body works, especially as we age. Older adults have slower digestion, less enzyme production, and reduced insulin sensitivity. So the old rules don't apply. Instead of eating frequently, your body thrives when you eat intentionally. With longer gaps between meals, fewer blood sugar spikes, and more time for hormones to reset naturally. Here's what many of my patients notice after just 2 weeks of time-restricted eating: more stable energy, sharper mental focus, reduced belly fat, deeper, more restful sleep, and even a rekindled sense of drive physically and emotionally. But remember, this is not about being rigid. It's about consistency, not perfection. Start small. Try cutting out late-night snacks. Shift dinner 30 minutes earlier. See how your body responds. You might be surprised at how quickly things change. And don't forget to hydrate between meals. Water, herbal teas, and electrolytes can help your body flush toxins and stay energized without disrupting your fast. So to recap, eating late raises insulin, suppresses testosterone, and disrupts sleep. Time-restricted eating helps restore hormone balance, burn fat, and improve energy. And even small shifts in your meal timing can lead to massive improvements over time. The food you eat is medicine. But the timing of that medicine matters more than most people realize. And now that you understand when to eat, you'll want to know how to eat to protect the most important muscle in your body. Because in Part 9, the one food habit that's quietly weakening your heart after 60, we're diving into a common mealtime mistake that damages your arteries, and the easy fix that can help you live stronger, longer, and more fully. See you there. There's one food habit most people never question, and yet it's quietly weakening the most important muscle in your entire body, your heart. And no, it's not eating too much fat or too much sugar. It's something even more overlooked than that. It's eating too quickly. You heard that right. The pace at which you eat your meals, especially after 60, can drastically affect your blood pressure, your cholesterol levels, and your long-term cardiovascular health. Let me explain. When you eat too fast, your body doesn't have enough time to release the hormones that signal fullness. As a result, you're more likely to overeat. And overeating even healthy food puts stress on your digestive system, your metabolism, and yes, your heart. But it goes deeper than just calories. Fast eating causes sharp spikes in blood sugar and insulin, which damage the delicate lining of your arteries. Over time, this leads to inflammation, plaque buildup, and stiffer arteries, one of the most dangerous risk factors for heart disease. In fact, several studies show that fast eaters are more likely to suffer from high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and metabolic syndrome, all of which raise your risk of heart attack and stroke. But that's not all. When you rush through meals, you tend to chew less, and that has consequences. Chewing is the first step in digestion. It breaks food down mechanically and triggers saliva, which contains enzymes that help process carbohydrates and fats. If you don't chew enough, your stomach and intestines have to work harder. That means more gas bloating, poor nutrient absorption, and over time it can strain your gut lining and your immune system. Here's where it gets really important for older adults. After 60, your digestion naturally slows down. Your stomach produces less acid. Your pancreas produces fewer enzymes. And your body becomes more sensitive to spikes in blood pressure and blood sugar. So if you eat fast like you did in your 30s or 40s, you're playing a dangerous game with your heart health. So what's the solution? Eat slowly, intentionally, with awareness. Here are a few tips that can help you retrain your body and protect your heart with every bite. First, put your fork down between bites. This simple act slows your rhythm and allows you to savor your food. Second, chew each bite 20 to 30 times. Yes, that sounds like a lot, but you'll be amazed at how it transforms your digestion, your focus, and your satisfaction. Third, eliminate distractions. Turn off the TV. Put down your phone. When you eat with your full attention, your brain and body reconnect, and your stress levels drop. This alone helps lower blood pressure and improve heart rate variability. Fourth, start your meals with gratitude. Take a deep breath. Appreciate what's in front of you. Gratitude activates the parasympathetic nervous system, also known as the rest and digest state, so your body can process food more effectively. Finally, pay attention to fullness. You should feel energized after a meal, not heavy bloated or sleepy. Stop eating at the first sign of satisfaction, not when your plate is empty. This might sound too simple to be effective, but don't underestimate the power of slowing down. Your heart doesn't just need the right nutrients, it needs the right rhythm. Just like a steady drumbeat keeps a song flowing smoothly, a calm, mindful approach to eating helps your entire system stay in balance. So today, as you sit down for your next meal, I challenge you, slow down. Savor, chew, breathe, be present. Because each moment you give to your body is a moment it gives back to you. In Part 10, the surprising link between digestion and testosterone. After 60, we'll explore how your gut health directly influences your male hormones, and the one bacteria strain that's been shown to naturally boost testosterone in aging men. If you care about your strength, stamina, and vitality, you won't want to miss what's coming next. So now you know, it's not just about eating your greens or counting calories. It's about making smart choices that protect your body, your energy, and yes, even your masculinity as you age. Because the truth is, food is not just fuel. It's information, and the wrong foods can whisper destructive messages to your body day after day, year after year. But the right ones, they can light a fire inside you again. They can help restore your vitality, improve your strength, and bring back the confidence you thought was long gone. Now, if this episode gave you a new perspective, even just one insight that made you pause and think, then I want to hear from you. What surprised you the most? What are you planning to change in your diet starting today? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Not just for me, but for the entire community of listeners who might need to hear your story. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do it now, because every week we dive deeper into the truths no one else dares to tell, especially for those of us past 60 who still have so much life ahead. Click that subscribe button and join a growing family of smart, strong, and unstoppable seniors.